Hello, friends. I'm Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is the blue-haired blogger himself from Fantasy Latin News, Greg. It is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Greg, what is happening? I can't believe how much news dropped after we did our early show Tuesday last week because you had some things going on Wednesday night, which we're going to talk about, but oh my gosh.
We're going to start with what I did last Wednesday night with a D23 Halloween Scream here at AMC 24 in Disney Springs. We're going to talk Voyage of the Little Mermaid a little bit. We're going to get into all the holidays here at Walt Disney World Resort, everything you could think of, including they finally released the narrators for Candlelight Processional. And then, Sam, like a rhinoceros on Stampede, Disney hit us with Lightning Lane Premiere Pass, and people are up in arms. But we are here to soothe your minds and let you know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Minnie Mouse, our fun Disney $3 million relief fund, and so much more. Sam, this is going to be a long show.
It is going to be. We'll be right back with all that and more, believe it or not. All right. Thank you for being here. Remember, comment, tell us where you're watching from, listening from. Share this with others. Greg and I are a little out of sorts this week. We're a little bit delayed, so we're not going to be able to comment immediately, but we'll definitely be commenting. Greg's chicken is back. Is that a chicken for scale, Greg?
It's my emotional support chicken.
Emotional support chicken. Is that what it said? What's it say again? Let me see that. I could not read what was on the back of it. It is an emotional support chicken. Now I see that it's been verified. It's validated.
I feel like we need it this week, Sam.
There's a lot going on this week, but let's start with some cool stuff because last week we went on Tuesday because, my friend, you went to the Halloween
Scream
event, Walt Disney Archives, Walt Disney Studio at the AMC Theater in Disney Springs, if I remember correctly. And you were able to watch, if I remember right, get a little history on the adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad and get some history and get some insight and get a pin and get a cookie. Tell me how this thing went.
This was amazing. So Kevin Kern and Steve Vagnini from the D23 Archives, or the Walt Disney Archives, if you will, flew over from California to put a presentation on for different movies and for Halloween here at AMC 24. And it was great because not only did they show us the whole Ichabod, the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, basically, and they were literally in New York the Wednesday beforehand. So they brought us extra information, but they showed us some of the creepiest things that have ever been in parades as part of a Halloween horror thing, which was amazing. But Steve Vagnini, I've seen speak at the Country Bears. We've seen him speak at D23 out in California.
Yes, D23, always at the archive stage, always at the archive
always.
stage.
He is, it goes like Becky Klein and then Steve Vagnini and Kevin Garner. These guys know their Disney history better than a lot of other people, but they have access to the archives, so they can bring us strange pictures from the past. And we got to see the whole original Frankenweenie, which was a 23-minute special that Tim Burton, it was like Tim Burton's first film. And then we got to
that
watch
was
Ichabod.
I think, was that a bonus track on something a long time ago? Why?
I don't remember. I remember
maybe on a DVD.
My kids growing up and watching the Tim Burton stop motion version. That was an hour and a half. I forgot about the original 29-minute version.
Right, which basically is what it is. Love that.
So
they, some interesting images. What? And I know a lot of it that you could not bring back and share with us. But what do we got?
We got. It just starts off with they had some of what they considered the scariest pictures they could find for Halloween. And they went a lot
How cool
into
is that? The scariest pictures you can find in the Disney archives.
And they went into Disney parades from the past to what's going on now. And so they brought us some of the different parade pictures. Like if you remember seeing the 7 dwarves at the original opening day of Disneyland, those 7 dwarves were not owned by Disney. They were owned by the Ice Capades.
Yeah, and they're still
not even built their own characters.
Look, right, Disney on Ice is the Ice Capades. There's a huge relationship between Disney and the Ice Capades still to this day. But I have heard those stories of Walt, wanting to get costumes and not knowing where to go. And they had some costumes, so they used them. And then he wasn't happy with them and made some changes.
And then he brought out there were some crazy looking costumes that have come out over the past years.
We have 2 that you and I are going to talk to. And one of them is an image that when I first saw it looks like something from Andy's room, a close-up of a face that just looks to be a porcelain doll or something that would be in a Toy Story movie. But I'm going to guess this was not.
That, my friend, is not. That is actually in Disneyland Paris. And that, my friend, that creepy eyes staring into your soul is the fairy godmother. Yes, my friends, the fairy godmother. Just look into those eyes and tell me you are not transported to Cinderella.
There's definitely something creepy about it. When you say it, I'm like, okay, I could see the blushing cheeks and a little bit of whatever's over her head, but that is pretty creepy. But it does nothing for this next one, which I don't even know what to say other than what? And this image, to me, I immediately thought that is one creepy clown. But it's not. Is it?
I got nothing on this. Like, this is Cruella de Vil with the extended fingers. And this was in an actual parade in Disneyland for a while. Imagine being a child.
Do you remember the years? Is this like back when?
I do not remember the years. But
101 Dalmatians 60s? Came out 70s, late 60s. So yeah, this could have been right around when it opened. But man, can you imagine going through the Disney archives, finding this image and going, we need to use this clown, whatever, with creepy long fingers. And now that you say it's Cruella, I can see that half of the hair is black, half of it's white. I had thought it only had white hair when I first glanced at this because you really can't tell because of the black background. But wow.
It's the extended bald forehead thing that comes out that freaks you out. And the extra...
Well, no, not the lips.
It's the high cheekbones does it. Look, if I was a child and saw this coming down Main Street, USA, I'm running. I am gone. I'm out of here. I'm going to ride Winnie the Pooh again.
I'm with you. All right. So it sounds like it was a cool event. You got some cool giveaways while you were there, right? You got the pin.
Yeah,
you got,
look,
is that a magnet? D23 with Maleficent. That's cool.
This is why you go to D23 events.
That's
$5 a ticket. You walked away with a brand new magnet that not a lot of people are going to have. You
Right?
walked away with a brand new pin that is very limited edition, and you got a Gideon's cookie, a pumpkin pie filled Gideon's cookie. And yeah, I don't think you could taste a better, more fall flavored cookie than that cookie right there.
Is that
And
cookie
you also got the
available?
stories.
Is it available at Gideon's, or was this an only for the event thing?
It
Or
is
that a
not
fall-
available at Gideon's. It is a
Oh,
special treat just for D23.
man, come on, guys. Make this available for Halloween. It should be there now until December 30th or October 31st for sure.
Right. So, I mean, Sam, you and I have preached from the high mountain about how great D23 is. You pay your yearly membership. As a gold member, you get sometimes you get to go in and see stuff for free. I saw Inside Out 2 for free.
Right.
We saw Agatha first 2 episodes for free. Once in a while, you pay $35 and you get to watch the archives put on a presentation, 2 hours, 100% worth it at $35 a ticket. I'm telling you, and you walk out with a magnet, a pin, and cookies. Where
That's
else
awesome.
are you going to get entertainment for under $100 per person?
So this was at the AMC Theater. I know that it was sold out online. Was it sold out? No seats in there? Was it jammed?
Oh, no seats. I mean, literally, we had
they sold every
grandma
seat.
and grandpa had to sit away from their daughters when they sat next to us.
Got it. So that's, I mean, it is what it is. It's a D23 event. It was limited tickets. They sold every ticket they had. Good for them.
Yeah, I would say
thanks for bringing
just
some of
under
that
1,000
context
tickets.
back.
Yeah, it was great. Let's do it.
Love that. All right, let's move on because you headed over to Hollywood Studios. Last week, we reported that the Voyage of the Little Mermaid over at Hollywood Studios, the marquee is going to be replaced. And of course, Greg, you went over to get some images of it before it is replaced. And this is the classic, image that we've seen for a long time. It's been there a long time and it needs redone.
It really needs to be redone. It's flapping in the wind. It is faded. Ariel looks great. I mean, Ariel, Flounder, Sebastian still look great. But yeah, it just needs an update. It's not going to be called Voyage of the Little Mermaid anymore. It's a new musical adventure.
New musical adventure. Now, what I see in this image that really needs replaced is the a billboard that's behind them to the left that also says Voyage of the Little Mermaid. That looks awfully faded.
Oh, Sam, there's 2 or 3 things around here that are really faded that you're going, Disney, please fix this.
This is
one of them happens to be, remember the old purple signs, the street signs?
Yes.
There is one by Animal Kingdom that is pure white now that used to be purple. And
you're
just
talking the road markers, the road signs.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
They haven't.
There's
they did that before the pandemic. They changed that purple out of there.
Yeah, that purple one's still there, and it's looking a little hurt. It's like the Voyage of the Little Mermaid looks. But look, Disney is on top of these. They'll get them fixed. Don't worry. It's nothing that you or I are going to sit around going, "Oh my God, it's faded."
No, we just kind of mention it and move on. Now, you also found while you were at Hollywood Studios, which is a perfect segue to us, down on Sunset Boulevard, you found some of the snowmakers. Which is, I'm doing air quotes, snowmakers that are ready for sunset season's greetings, which has us go, wow, the news dropped Wednesday, the day after we went live last week. All of the holiday stuff is starting up. Festival of the Holidays right after the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. And of course, the other parks will start celebrating the holidays immediately after Halloween. That's what happens.
Immediately. I do believe most offerings are coming November 12th is when it officially starts down here. But November 29th.
Let's later, Greg, is Festival of Holidays is the only one later because they let.
Yeah, so let's start at Epcot because look, that was the big news this week. All the other stuff has kind of come out in little bits and pieces, and Disney finally wrapped it all up nice. But what we really want to talk about, Epcot Candlelight Processional. Dining packages are now available to book, and we know who the narrators are for people who have been wondering who is going to be there, who the new artist is. John Stamos going to be there because that's what everybody wants.
Yeah, but
no John Stamos.
John is not, but Neil Patrick Harris is. Jodie Benson is. Whoopi Goldberg's on the list again. There's some.
I'm telling you.
On this
let's
list.
go through this real quick because I want to know which ones you would see. So we have. Josh Gad is leading us off, followed by Nico Sanchez, who's new, Chrissy Metz, Whoopi Goldberg, Titus Burgess from Disney's Aladdin on Broadway. He plays Genie. Cool. Brendan Fraser is back again this year. Ralph Macchio, that's interesting. The Karate Kid himself.
Yeah.
Gary Sinise, the Sinise Foundation does so much down here with Disney and Wounded Warriors and the military. NPH, Pat Sajak, Gloria Estefan, Edward James Olmos, Sterling K. Brown, and ending it this year is none other than the Little Mermaid herself, Ariel, Jodie Benson.
Jodie Benson, yes. Some of these I have seen. I have seen Neil Patrick Harris, NPR, as you had, NPH, as you mentioned. I've also seen Gary Sinise, which was really good. I walked by while Whoopi Goldberg was on one year, but that line was way too long. I would put on my list Josh Gad to see, because I've never seen him do this, and I think that would be really cool to hear Olaf giving us some of the narration.
His voice doesn't change too much from Olaf either, so it's not.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why it could be kind of cool just to hear Olaf. Close my eyes and listen and pretend like it's an Olaf cartoon that I'm watching. I do intend, because you're aware that I'm going to be down later this year, so I'm hoping to see Jodie Benson live. That's one of my thoughts. And, which one, you were there, which one makes you want to get up and go see?
You named him. Josh Gad. I want to see.
Yeah.
Man, I would pay to hear him do the whole thing as Olaf, but I also understand it is a secular thing. It is the reason why we celebrate Christmas. It's amazing. You don't want Olaf doing Joy to the World.
Or maybe you do.
I do. I am that type of person. No, Jodie Benson. Jodie Benson is Disney royalty. Like, she has the key to Disneyland. She walks around. I have watched her walk around Disney World, and because cast members are not allowed to take selfies with her, they're not allowed to ask. She will ask them. She'll be like, do you want to take a selfie with me? Get out your camera. And she'll break the rules for them so they can't get in trouble. She is royalty. Not only that, but I got to do an interview with her once. It was my first major interview was with Jodie Benson. And I started the interview with Miss Benson. And she goes, "Stop right there. You are to call me Jodie." And I was like, "I love you, Jodie Benson. I love you." And I didn't know where to go. I was like, "You're the voice. Like, your voice is why I do." And I mean, so I have this thing about Jodie Benson. I need to see her there. Gary Sinise, Pat Sajak. I just watched Pat Sajak at Give Kids the World last year. What an interesting person.
No, of the new ones. Sorry, Greg. Of the new ones, the one most interesting to me is Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid. I mean, that's interesting.
I mean, I did not know the Karate Kid was. Does he come out in his Tiger Supreme outfit? I don't know.
I'm gonna say no, but
Titus Burgess is probably going to be amazing. His everything he does down here, and he's been doing a whole lot recently. He is the genie. Yeah. Yep. And he's just wonderful. So. Yeah, look, that is a great, solid lineup. I can't wait for this. And I just, I live here. I can just pop over, except for, I think I'm blocked out from like the 13th or 15th on. So I'm going to miss NPH, Pat Sajak, Gloria Estefan.
Yeah, got it.
And wherever else. Yep.
So all that said, who's not on the list, like you mentioned, is John Stamos, but John Stamos is over at Sam's Disney Diary. You can find him there from last year, because that was one that I had to get, and I got, and it's there, and it's the full thing, and that's all good stuff for certain. What else going on at Epcot? Let's just go high level through some of the Christmas stuff before we get into the things that are going to take up the rest of the show.
There's so much
holidays
going on.
Yeah.
Epcot. Of course, we have the stores around the world. We have Joy, celebration.
Yep.
Oh,
in a new location this year, by the way, Greg. I did notice that. So Joy, the gospel celebration, is moving to the Communicore Plaza stage. So they're going to be where the Encanto celebration has been. And look, that's
Joyful, a celebration of the season is what it's called. It's a Christmas with gospel.
Yes, and it's great. It's an awesome show. I love it. But it shows the first time that now those festival acts that used to be at the World Showcase stage are moving now to World Celebration Plaza, which was the intention. And this sets up for next year's festival, starting with Festival of Arts in January, February, to have like all of the Art Defying Gravity and the players and all of those people move into that stage.
So, not to be a downer, but what does Communicore Hall look like?
You know what? I don't see anything, but what will Communicore Hall look like for
I hope there is at least a
Festival of
Christmas tree in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope so. We're gonna fingers crossed. Come on, Disney. We want Communicore Hall to look like something.
You bring up a great point, Greg, because I'm looking forward to the Christmas decorations in World Celebration now that it's finished, especially the gardens. Right. We got some things last year, but not a lot. They seem to be just the poinsettia Christmas tree looking things that they kind of wheeled in and put in place.
Communicore Hall wasn't open yet last year.
Right. So I'm hoping to see that this looks phenomenal for the holidays. And I hope that we get that holiday music, right? Because this will be interesting to see the holiday music that took over Epcot when you get to the holidays. Like the traditional Epcot music was gone. But now they've paid so much attention to that music being all of the front of the park. I wonder if we're going to get a Christmas version of that. I
don't know, man. Do you have a favorite cookie that you want to get?
The cookie in my hand. Gideon's, but they don't have them.
No. You got to do the Christmas tree cookie store.
Well, this stroll is what lets me try the different cookies so that I can get to the completer. It's the same reason that I get the for Mills Montage and get all my stamps and get my strawberry cheesecake Dole Whip thing that was awesome. And I'll get a cookie stroll to go with it.
Yeah, give me a black and white one, man. Oh, come on.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't forget about the Shimmering Garden over at the Land. Will be part of the festival again this year.
Yeah, Living with the Land, Glimmering Gardens, Glimmering Greenhouse. Glimmering Greenhouse is back. And you know what? While going through this during the day is fine, and it's great, and you can see the Christmas decorations.
You got to do it at night. Yeah, you have to do it.
Hits 5 o'clock around here and it gets dark, you have to go to Glimmering Greenhouse. There's never a massive line, 5-10 minutes tops, and go over to Living with the Land and check this out with all the decorations and the snowman family and the giant Mickey head, and then even the where the fish tanks are is all decorated. This is one of my favorite things to do, like this, and then I'll go watch Spaceship Earth, and then I'll go watch Luminous.
Yeah, absolutely, completely get it. All right, over at Magic Kingdom, of course, it is the all the goodies for the holidays at Magic Kingdom. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, the Once Upon a Time Christmas Parade, the fireworks that are happening at night. There's just so much to do. That's a whole show on its own, so we're just going to keep moving.
Right, Frozen Holiday Surprises there. Jingle Cruise is coming November 2nd.
That's right around the corner.
Yeah, so we're there. Look, Jungle Cruise just opened up on.
Yeah, did you get to ride it after it reopened? Did you ride?
Yep, I did.
Nice. Anything
and
noticeable?
It just looks clean,
different.
Yeah, no, it's not different. It's the same ride. Everything works. Everything looks clean. Everything looks pristine. Like it looks.
Everything's ready to get transformed to Christmas. I love that. It's all ready to go to Christmas.
It's all ready. Oh, and by the way, before we go past Magic Kingdom. Any day now, Sam, we should start hearing word of when they are going to be recording the Christmas parade during the day.
Of course.
And when they're going to have the performances for cast members to get tickets to see them record the Christmas night special.
Yes.
Which always happens on the Magic Kingdom stage. And so we should have that information probably within the next week.
Yeah, sometimes they spread that around. They do some things Magic Kingdom stage. They've gone over to Animal Kingdom. They've done some things at studios. It'll be interesting to see because last year was different. It was the 40th anniversary of the Christmas Day Parade, and they actually did a parade. Hopefully do that again. But we know
we were there.
More of we were there. We were both there the day that they did it, and it was wonderful to see them recording the parade as opposed to a single float and then cut off to some other performance. But all of that should be coming up soon. Yeah.
Over at Disneyland, they've already recorded John Legend over in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle,
which feels early, but it's really not because first special, Greg, is Light Up Night, right? It's the Friday before Thanksgiving, or is it the day after Thanksgiving? Black Friday. They have the first special on.
Normally they have something. They have something playing on Thanksgiving itself, don't they?
Yeah. Well, they do the Macy's thing, and then the day after. They have the
which we'll
evening
talk
thing
about in
on
a minute because there's lots of Disney.
We
and
are
Macy
going to talk
stuff.
about that. That's the I think that's the Disney Channel special. It's on the Disney Channel, and they do sort of the rock thing, celebration, the holiday extravaganza, and then of course they do the Christmas Day parade. But that's another story. Let's head over. Jollywood Nights, of course, is back. There's some new things happening there. We talked about so much
is going on at Jollywood Nights.
I know. Where do you even start? I mean, just this image. There's Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. There's the dance with Kermit and Miss Piggy, and there's the sing along with Jack Skellington. There's the ice skaters that are coming this year. Of course, it's the Sunset Season's Greetings. There's a ton.
Yeah, we got the first time in forever Frozen sing-along celebration festival finale with the snowman Olaf will be back there. And then, of course, Sunset Season Greetings. Toy Story Toy Hotel. You'll see Arendelle. You'll see a Dickinson Village from Mickey's Christmas Carol all on there. Not only that, but they also announced new entertainment that is coming to Hollywood studios, including the brass band and the marching band. And it's just, there's so much going on. Hollywood Studios has ramped up their Christmas celebration.
They sure have.
And then, of course, all the changes to Jollywood Nights with the new characters. We know they're going to get much more characters. Opening night, by the way, if you are looking to go into the Brown Derby, Jazzy Holidays, the reservations are now open. So if you're going to Jollywood Nights, reservations for Jazzy Holiday are open. Sam, I got the last reservation.
You told me when you say last reservation, you mean the last time slot in the day, right?
Yep, 11:45 p.m.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's
sit down for a little bit before you start the journey home.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go through all of Jollywood Nights because just the characters alone, and then Disney this week released a lot of B-roll footage for it of the new snacks. We have the food and beverage. We've talked about this all. What else do we have? Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along, Holidays in the Hills. I just man, all of it. I don't even like
in the parks, right? Don't forget.
Go ahead.
No, you go. You're looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to Jollywood Nights this year. Look. Last year, we got all dressed up. We looked great. I'm looking forward to this year.
On, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be glittering and glistening along with the holiday celebrations. Now, let's move over to resorts and Disney Springs because we do know gingerbread houses are returning to the Grand Floridian, the Contemporary, the Boardwalk, the Beach Club, and so much more over at Disney Springs. We're going to have the Christmas tree stroll. It's going to be back. But they also announced, hey, bring your Magic Band Plus because there's going to be more interaction going on over there.
Well, that's great.
And, of course, shopping. And you can't forget about shopping.
Absolutely. Don't forget, too, we kind of skipped over Animal Kingdom. I had the slides out of order. But the Merry Menagerie, the Tree of Life, Mickey and Minnie, and Santa Claus. I know a great blog out there that'll tell you every place you can find Santa Claus in Walt Disney World.
You should go to fantasylandnews.com. I have listed out every Santa Claus that you could meet at Walt Disney World in 2024, including the new Santa Claus meet and greet at Animal Kingdom, at Restaurantosaurus, Disney Springs. I got Santa Goofy on there. If you want to meet Santa Goof, I got Santa Goof. You want to meet Santa Stitch? I got Santa Stitch. What kind of Santa you want here?
All right.
I got Santa.
Santa Stitch? Where is Santa Stitch?
Jollywood Nights, my friend.
Got it.
And once in a while, he will appear at Magic Kingdom during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the big news that dropped Wednesday last week.
30 minutes in, and we're finally getting into this. My friend.
Lightning Lane Premier Pass. The new Lightning Lane Premier Pass starts October the 30th with a price of $129 to $449 per pass per day. Allowing you to skip the line anytime you want. Greg, give me some details and your initial thoughts on this.
So I'm trying to pull up. I have the initial prices for day one. And that's
let's get to that in a second.
So,
this
initial
is
thought. Look, this is going to let you buy a pass, right? It's a simple Lightning Lane pass that instead of doing one or two rides, this will allow you to ride every single ride at the park you buy. It is individual park. It is individual prices to go and ride, skip the line, go Lightning Lane and you can ride every single ride in that park that day. So Magic Kingdom, we know, has 20 some odd
we'll get to those
selections.
yeah, it's about 20. We'll get to those details. A couple things I want to point out. You can ride each attraction one time. You need to be staying at a Disney Deluxe or Deluxe Villa Resort to be eligible. It is one-time entry to each attraction. Here's how it works from Disney's website. One-time entry for each attraction, Lightning Lane experience. So you're not skipping the line. You're getting in the Lightning Lane entrance, which is analogous of skipping the line. Ride when you want. You don't have to choose an arrival time and arrival window. You're also getting all of the benefits and photo pass perks, including digital downloads and all of the attraction photos. And Disney Photo Pass lens.
I want to go back to number 1 there, Sam, real quick. Yeah. You're getting into the Lightning Lane. It doesn't mean you're fast passing. It doesn't mean you get to go to the front of the line. It means you get access into the Lightning Lane.
That's right.
Along with everybody else who has scheduled the Lightning Lane that day.
Yeah, that's true. But you didn't have to schedule it. You can walk into it anytime you want.
You can just walk in. You'd be like, oh, I'm by Dumbo. I'm going to go ride Dumbo right now.
That's right.
There is a lot of positives to this. There's a lot of perception negatives.
Yes, I agree. So there were a couple of Disney has some FAQs. Let's get into it. The first one is, how much does this cost? And it's going to vary, just like the multi-pass that they have today. It's going to vary based on the date, based on the theme park, anywhere from $129 to $449 per person.
Sure. Let's talk about how much it costs per day on opening day.
Yep. What do you got?
On the 30th, Magic Kingdom, $329. Hollywood Studios, $269. Epcot, $169. And Animal Kingdom, $129.
Okay. Those are some numbers that I carried through for some calculations that we're going to take a look at.
Yes. I think you did an amazing job with these calculations.
Let's do that. But first, one of the quick questions I wanted to cover from Disney Parks blog was how does Lightning Lane Premier Pass differ from Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Lightning Lane Single Pass? All three of them give you the ability to get into the Lightning Lane entrance. However, Lightning Lane Premier differs in the following ways. One, you have the flexibility to get into any line anytime that you want. There is no timed entry. That's one of the big pieces. Another is you can get to every eligible attraction or attraction that has Lightning Lane in the park for that day. So, for example, and I'm going to move on to my first example here, Greg. In Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, there are 20 Lightning Lane attractions. They're listed here. If you're watching the video, you're going to see them. It's all of the ones that you would expect. Now, this also does include those that are individuals, which would cost more if you didn't have that pass. And specifically here, I'm talking about Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron. They're on the list of 20 attractions. You can get to all of them anytime you want. Step right into the Lightning Lane once per day. Cool.
Yeah.
One time. Yeah, that's a key. And that's another conversation we can have. But you can ride it once. And that's 20 attractions. You can ride them all. You're guaranteed to be able to ride 20 with the caveat in the fine print. If there's an attraction down, sorry, there's nothing Disney can do about that.
They're right. I mean, look, if it's down, it's down, which is fine. So I'm going to step back just a little bit and explain. Lightning Lane Single Pass gives you single admission to one of the selected either Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Tron, Avatar Flight of Passage.
At a cost.
Entry. And the average cost is between $18 and $25 per. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass does not give you the same benefits as Lightning Lane Single Pass. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass allows you to select one big attraction at each park and 3 smaller attractions.
They call it an A, and the A group versus the B group.
A tier. It was tiers. Yeah, it was like an A tier and B tier and C.
Which is a lot like a lot like Fast Pass was way back in the day. You could pick
Right.
one big attraction, and then you could pick two of the lesser attractions.
Right.
That was
the nice thing about multipass is once you use the first one, you can then start adding more on when they open up. If a time slot opens up, you can then select that time slot for said ride, always with one big, 2, 3 smalls.
Yes.
Lightning Lane Multipass allows you to ride every single ride in that park one time. So
yes.
if you think about it on these terms, and I'm going to put it in terms that our audience will understand, people have wanted Disney to go to an express pass like Universal has, which gives you access to all the rides in the fast pass lane or in the virtual queue lane, whatever you want to call it. Different parks call it something different. Here it's Lightning Lane. And that's what you're getting. You are getting an express pass. Disney is not taking away multi-pass and single pass. Those are still available if you would like to purchase it. You do not need to purchase this multi-pass, just like you don't need to purchase express pass. So you got what everybody wanted was, if you're going to get rid of fast pass, give us something like Universal, the express pass. That's what Disney did. And you know what? They're charging more than Universal. You know why? Because it's Disney.
Because they can.
And they can, and it's still Disney. At the end of the day,
that's right.
It's Disney. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with this. And I want people to calm down, because I know at this point in our chat, people are probably going, I can't, settle down. Look,
it's a lot of money. It is.
It's a lot of money. It is not for everybody. If you're happy with multi-pass, if you're happy with just going on Guardians once, or if you want to try to get the virtual queue for Guardians, you still can. This is not taking anything away from what is already in place. This is an addition for people who have spendable money and their time is worth something in association with the money they spend. This is not for everybody. And it doesn't need to be. Just like, and we're going to talk about in a second, a VIP tour is not for everybody. We would all love to do it, but some of us can't. And that's, again, it's okay. Disney has Golden Oak for people who want to live at Disney World. Doesn't mean we should take anything away from these people who want to live at Disney World and want to live in Golden Oak. That's what they can do. That's fine.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I agree with you, Greg. And I'm going to swap the scenario just a bit, because I have done this at other parks. A good example is Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. If anybody's been there, I get there every few years at best. It's probably been 5 years since I've been there. And last time I was there, I paid an extra $200 to get front of the line for every one of their coasters, because I had a single day and I wasn't going to be back. My time to me was worth it, and I paid that extra to be ever able to ride those. It's the same thing for people that are, I'm going to Magic Kingdom. I have one day. Well, they probably don't even know they're going to Magic Kingdom. They're going to Disney World. They have a single day. They want to get in and they want to ride everything, and they're going on to their next place after that. That's who this is for.
Yep.
But
and that's
I
fine.
think it's worth looking at some details around it, right?
Right, because nothing for nothing, that price point to the rest of us is ridiculous. Like, I can't believe
not disagreeing.
They came out with the prices associated.
So let's talk through that a second. There are 20 Lightning Lane attractions at Magic Kingdom. If you're watching the video, you see that list. I am going to move to a little comparison here that we put together. If you were to do a Lightning Lane Plus individual, and what I mean by that is you buy the multi-pass for $20, and you add on top of that one ride on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and one ride on Tron. That's $10 and $20 respectively. That is $50 per person to get Lightning Lane plus 2 individual attractions. So at a minimum, you are going to get 3 attractions, 1 from Tier A, 2 from Tier B, and the 2 you've paid for. So consider it 5 attractions that you're going to get Lightning Lane for. If you're lucky, you'll be able to get a fourth or a fifth in your multi-pass. Now, they might not be what you want, and it's going to be based on availability, and you might be including Dumbo in one of those or Little Mermaid, but that's fine. That is what it is.
Yeah, they're still good.
So if you have a party of 4, Greg, it's going to cost you $200 to add that, which, by the way, all of these numbers are on top of your ticket to get into the park, whether you're an annual pass holder or a single day or whatever it is that you're holding, you have to get into the park. So a party of 4 is $200. A party of 10 is $500. Why am I including a party of 10? Because 10 is the minimum that you can have for a VIP tour. We'll get to that in just a second. Now let's move over to the Lightning Lane Premier, which is what was just introduced. For $329 a person, that was the opening day price, right, Greg?
Yep, you're right on.
For that price on opening day, you are buying yourself 20 different attractions and the ability to ride them all. Which, by the way, do simple math. 20 divided by the 329 is about $16.50 an attraction for what it is. Wow. That's what it is. It's easy math to do. So if you wanted to do that for 4 people, it's $1,300. If you did it for 10 people, it's $3,200. Straight math, just like that. Now, to Greg's point, if you wanted to do a VIP tour is $315 per person. It's a little less than Lightning Lane Premier. It lasts 7 hours. It costs more if you get more than 7 hours. So we're not going to go that. We're going to say 7 hours. A party of 10 does not apply to a party of 4. A party of 10 is $3,100 for 7 hours of a VIP guide that will take you to as many attractions as you want. There is no limit of 1 per ride. If you want to do something twice, you can do something twice. So for a party of 4, well, you got to go with 10 though. That's where the balance comes off, right, Greg? Because you have to have 10 to have a VIP tour. It's $500 to do the 3 attractions plus the 2 individuals. It's $1,300 to do Lightning Lane Premier. I'm sorry, $3,200 to do Lightning Lane Premier and $3,100 to do a VIP tour. It's actually less for the VIP tour if you had 10 people at Magic Kingdom. Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting. But you only have 7 hours. If you do the Premier, and this is the pros and cons. If you do the Premier, you have all day. All day in that park to do all 20. You take as much time as you want. You can leave and come back. It doesn't matter. VIP tour, 7 hours straight. When your 7 hours is up, sorry, you got to ride 15. It is what it is.
Now, we all know in 7 hours, you can get a lot done at Magic Kingdom.
Especially with VIP, because here's the one caveat to what you talked about earlier. VIP tour, are you getting in Lightning Lane or are you going backstage?
You're going around Lightning Lane.
Yes. So in that context, you are skipping the line in a VIP tour.
Yes.
Versus Lightning Lane Premier getting in the Lightning Lane line.
So what I was looking down at my phone while you were explaining all that was how much a ticket book for Disneyland was in 1960 versus today's dollar. Because look, back in 1960, you had to buy admission into the park at $2.50 versus to buy a ticket book.
That's just funny. Sorry.
right. $2.50. But then you had to buy tickets for each ride or a through E ticket book, right?
Right.
And those were $4.25. And it gave you so many e-tickets versus A tickets.
So here's what, when you talk inflation and all the other things, the challenge would be clearly, if you look at this, what you're paying, $20 to ride Tron, that is clearly the most expensive ride. That's an e-ticket is $20. Because the average is $16.45 that we talked about, right? But I'm not gonna pay $20 to ride Dumbo.
Right. So it would be $44.34 in today's. So divide that in 10 by 10, you're down to $4.25 per ticket. So 10 rides would have only cost $4.25 per. So inflation wise, we're now paying 16. What did you say? 16 what?
$16.50 basically.
Yeah. So there you go. There's inflation for you. That's a lot. That is a lot. Look, the other thing is, Sam, I wanted to bring up, and this is what I think is interesting. if you went to one of the just paid for an after hours party, right?
Yes, yes.
156
Great,
to
great point. Yeah,
$175.
yeah.
On a night that you don't know, you're not going to know if it's empty or not. But I have gone when it was empty, and I was able to ride everything I could get on. I was able to ride in 3.5 hours.
Now, another interesting thing there is no lightning lane during those after hours party. There is a single queue and everybody's in the lightning lane. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah, but again, I mean, the place is empty.
Yeah. So that's another point. That's another great point of
Rory and I were able to do one of the what is it, after hours, villains after hours.
Yes.
And we kept on looping. We went on Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, and Railway.
So if you think about that,
the
cost for that, line. If it's $80 a ticket, maybe it's 110 now. But dividing out everything that you mentioned, it could be less if you want to get down to cost per attraction.
It's $160 minimum now, by the way.
Okay, so 160, it lines up. How many times did you ride things? So 160, divide that. If you got on 10 things, you're at the $16 a ride, right?
But what's missing, Sam? What's one of the most important things to me when I go to Magic Kingdom or any of these parks? What's missing?
Characters. No character.
No Mickey Mouse. No princesses.
Let's go back. No, Fairy Tale Hall is not listed. Fairy Tale Hall is not
no
on the
longer
list
part
of Magic Kingdom attractions, nor are there any parades listed, nor is fireworks listed, because we know that fireworks had been a lightning lane thing.
Had those been added onto this, my opinion would have been different. My opinion doesn't matter anyway, because look, I'm not buying it. This isn't for me. This is for people who can afford it. And again, I don't beholden them for anything. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to Epcot.
I want a character.
You want characters? Yeah. And they have the ability to lightning lane Mickey, and they have the ability to lightning lane the princesses in Fairy Tale Hall. Absolutely, that's an option, but they're not included in the initial release of this, nor is any parade viewing or fireworks viewing locations, which are very important, especially if I'm paying a Premier Pass, because the value here is time. If the value's time and I want the ability to easily get to a spot to watch the parade because I'm riding Big Thunder or riding Pirates and come at the last minute, that's no longer a thing. You got to get in line for all of those parades and fireworks. But if you're buying
that, VIP is looking a whole lot better.
VIP is looking better. You're in that context. If you're not just, I'm riding 20 things, I don't care about anything else. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. All right. Epcot. A little different story here, because at Epcot, there are 11 Lightning Lane 11 Lightning Lane attractions. We're including in those Journey into Imagination, Living with the Land, The Seas with Nemo, Turtle Talk with Crush. That's 4 that you probably don't need this for, right? Pixar short film. So 5 of the 11, I would argue there's 6 here that you really want, right?
Right. And when Test Track comes back,
it'll be on the list. It'll be 12 as soon as Test Track comes back.
But really, you put on Pixar Short Film Festival. Come on.
Well, you put on Nemo. I mean, the ones that we want here are Guardians, Frozen Ever After, Soarin', and Remy.
Right.
That's 4.
Dude, you know what we're doing? We are Lightning Lane talking turtle with Crush. Dude, you spent a lot of money, bruh.
All right, so the numbers are a little bit different here in what we marked out. So your Lightning Lane plus individual, the individual Lightning Lane is $15 for the multi-pass, and it's $14 for Guardians. So total cost is $29, which means a party of 4, $116. It's not horrible, dude.
Not bad. Yeah.
Okay. Party of 10, $290. The Lightning Lane Premier, much less. This is $169. So this is $200 less than Magic Kingdom per person.
Yep. I'm going to bring up one more major drawback.
Yes.
Lightning Lane Multipass can be used in multiple parks.
If you pay for the most expensive, correct.
Right.
Yes.
Which is equal
So
to
in this
whatever
context,
Magic Kingdom is.
and that's a very good point. In this context, this is only one park for that day because Lightning Lane Premier is only good in one park. You cannot park hop with that. So that's what I went with these numbers.
Look,
but you are right.
Epcot,
you can't do that.
The numbers make sense on Epcot. Yeah, the numbers make sense on Epcot. Look, Epcot and Animal Kingdom, I think the numbers make sense on. I don't hate the numbers
if you cut to the chase here, for a party of 10, Lightning Lane plus individual is $290. Lightning Lane Premier at $169 each is $1,690. And the VIP tour, this cost stays consistent because the park does not matter. It is still $315 per person. So it's $3,150, the same as all the parks. So in Epcot, clearly Lightning Lane Premier is probably the way to go if you want to ride all 11 attractions at Epcot. Boom.
Yes.
It's still $15 an attraction, Greg.
Yeah.
It's still that, but there's only 11 of them. So okay.
Yeah. Might as well just start selling individual attractions across the whole board.
Potentially. Then you get back to ABC.
Wait, I take it back. Don't take my advice. I'm sorry. All right.
Here's what I found interesting in my little study here that I did. 11 attractions at Epcot, right? 14 in Hollywood Studios. There are more attractions at Hollywood Studios than there are at Epcot that fall into this Lightning Lane attraction. Although I am going to mention one other thing. It does say Lightning Lane attractions and experiences. And I think that's probably because of Beauty and the Beast live on stage and probably
Disney
because of First Time in Forever and Disney Junior.
Yep. Indiana Jones.
Is Indy Jones on this list? It is.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, look, you're at Hollywood Studios. You get the shows. You want to see the shows, especially, I think you mentioned it earlier. Like, look, if you have little kids, they want to sit down and watch a show. It's good to take a break. So you can take your family right on, go sit down, watch Beauty and the Beast, take a breather, go see a few more things, take a breather in First Time in Forever. I mean, look, it's all there. And look, there's a reason why that's the second most expensive. It's Hollywood Studios. You have some of the best attractions in the world.
Well, you do. It's $269. Remember, Epcot was $169. Studios is $269. MK was $369. But if you look at the individual Lightning Lane, it's $20 for the multi-pass, then $20 for Rise of Resistance. Rise of Resistance is the most expensive individual that you'll get. So that's $40, which means a party of 10 is $400. Okay. Party of 10 Lightning Lane Premier, $26.90. VIP tour, still $314. Price per attraction increases to $19 here, Greg.
Sam, I can only be positive so long. Let's keep going.
$19. Keep going. Animal Kingdom. 10 attractions at Animal Kingdom. This one is $129. This is the least expensive of all of them.
Right, and half of those are going away very soon.
Dinosaur and...
It's tough to be a bug.
It's tough to be a bug. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. 2 of those going away. So that's 10.
Right.
This one is $129 Lightning Lane Premier, 28 individual. That 28 is 15 for the multi-pass, the least expensive, and 13 for Avatar Flight of Passage. So $12.90 for 10 Lightning Lane Premiers. $280 for Lightning Lane. $12 per attraction here. This is the least. Or 13. I'm sorry, $12.90. Divide that by 10.
I mean, look, I can see it at Animal Kingdom too. Like it's the price at Magic Kingdom that just blows me away. Like, I understand it's the Magic Kingdom. I understand it's the most crowded park in the world. It's the highest attended park in the world. It's the Magic Kingdom. It's amazing. But man, $329. Dude,
it's a lot.
I'm glad we're not an adult show because there's many things I could say. But for that,
there's going to be a family of 4 who doesn't have time that has the money, that has the resources, that is staying at the Contemporary. Remember, you have to be staying at a deluxe or deluxe villa to be able to purchase this, and you
Right,
have to
and
already
to
have
be
your
quite
ticket
honest,
into the
we
park.
probably should have added that into the price point, because what's the
Yeah,
average
you're right.
price to stay at something like those? I think $400 for Animal Kingdom for
Yeah.
off-peak times, but if you're
No, you're right.
staying at
That
Grand
has to be added
Floridian,
in, 'cause
Polynesian, Contemporary, $700 to $800 to
there's
start
another
with.
study that I have coming to go through that for certain. But Greg, this was cool. We got more news. So you want to go rapid fire? Call this
But let's
the this week of Walt Disney World rapid fire, because we went through the big
Yes,
news.
because I need to get away from that Lightning Lane Premiere Pass. But congratulations, Disney, on figuring out a way of making more money. That's why we're
This is
here.
just the pilot, right? So let's go back. This is a pilot or a test that's starting on October the 30th, which to me means we're going to see how much money we can get out of this. Is that too much? Is 329? They did some studies, they did some research, they came up with that number somewhere. Is it the right number? Is it too high? Do we need to lower it? Can we make it higher? That's
They're
the
going to
question
make it
we're
work,
looking for.
because wait till Universal comes out with their Epic Universe and they come out with their Express Pass to be at the new park that opens up.
You
So
know, Universal's looking at this because look, we had some news we'll talk about later. We know the opening of Epic Universe is going to be Memorial Day weekend 2025, and they're already looking at these prices from Disney and going, "Oh, we can ask for less than 329. We can get 299."
or they can go, "Hey, we're the newest thing in Central Florida.
Either
we can
way,
charge you $350 to start." Either way, we're still going to pay it at any park. And it's good, man. It's fine.
It is good.
Look, it shows that people are willing to spend money on vacation and on residual stuff, which means our economy must be doing better than it's saying out there. And it
Somebody's
means
got
people
it.
have money to do this.
I get it. I agree.
So,
all right, let's get to other news. Rapid fire. We talked last week about a new float in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for Disney Cruise Lines. We learned, and I did not know this, there's a brand new character in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that's never been in the parade until this year, 2024. Greg, who's coming?
how does Minnie Mouse never have a balloon in the Macy's Day Parade?
How has she not been with Mickey? I don't get
Mickey
it.
has had one for years, like his little nose going down to the Broadway. But now we find, like, I am so happy to see Minnie Mouse as a balloon, man. Not only that, but they came out with a merchandise collection that matches the balloon, and it is Balloon Collection Minnie Mouse. I am here for the Macy's Day Parade. I'm still watching 6 ABC, Dunkin' Donuts, Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade, because I get the real Mickey and Minnie Mouse will show up on a float.
I love it. That's awesome. All right, next
they
topic.
Fly down from Macy's. They do Macy's, and then they fly down to Philadelphia, and then
awesome.
Yeah.
Next topic: Phineas and Ferb revival coming.
They announced
back together.
They are. They finally, the first episode is in the can. They have announced that Dan Povenmire went on his stuff. They showed the first screening to Disney executives. They came out with a new new poster that says "Coming soon." We still don't have a date. Come on, guys. We need a date. I need Candace and Baljeet and Isabella and Phineas and Ferb. Come on, guys.
Hey,
and Dr. Doof.
Here's the thing to remember: Christmas is starting now. The Christmas is starting now song that has just been so iconic. It came from Phineas and Ferb. That's just, I love that.
That's it. Dude, I literally walk around singing Squirrels in My Pants.
Christmas is starting now. Squirrel in my pants.
Yeah. And I felt that, and then the one Doof is, oh my God, when Doof becomes a DJ for his daughter's party, there's a platypus controlling me.
That is,
I got records on my hands. Sorry.
Is that D. Bradley Baker on the left? He's part of the voice cast,
yes.
correct?
Yes,
yeah. Okay. So I see D. Bradley Baker, and all I hear is every one of the clones.
It's the original cast is coming back. I mean, you have literally every single one of them is back, and that's great. I'm telling you, I'm a Phineas and Ferb fan. I love it. I want more. So 2025, Phineas and Ferb is coming back. Disney Plus, Disney Channel.
Love it. Love it. There's also something that I read on fantasylandnews.com. Great website. Prince Charming movie is in the works. What is happening here, my friend?
Yeah, it was announced the other day that Walt Disney Studios is in development to make a Prince Charming movie. We don't know if it's going to be animated or if it is going to be
live action. That was
action.
going to be the next
We just don't
question,
know
but
too
yeah.
much. But there's 2 writers are attached to it, and a producer are now attached to this film. So look for real announcements coming out of Walt Disney Studios soon, probably at their next big convention. You probably won't hear anything this week at New York Comic Con about it, but look in 2025. I think it's the Film Expo convention that they'll probably announce it at.
Yeah, we'll get a whole rundown of films.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think, look, and I went through it. How many Disney Prince movies do we really have? 3, I think, compared to princesses.
Okay, if you maybe
Aladdin?
name them. I was going to say, is Aladdin about
is
Jasmine or is it about Aladdin?
Aladdin technically isn't a prince. He wishes to be a prince.
That's right. That's right. What else you got?
The Lion King is 100%
Sure. Yeah,
a
the
Prince
Lion King.
movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can, I mean, I wish I could figure out the others. All of a sudden, I'm like blanking on the others, but
it's all right. Let's move on because we're running short on time. On the Way to Go Disney, they have created a $3 million relief fund for Hurricane Milton relief for both cast members and community, correct?
Yeah, they're donating well over $3 million for Hurricane Milton cleanup. They're going to be the food bank. They're going to be sending money directly to, along with the Red Cross of America, that is going to help directly Central Florida residents. And then they opened up the Cast and Community Fund, which is to help local cast members who had been affected by Hurricane Milton. So Disney, this is one of those things that runs under the radar that they will not announce and talk about. But I thought it was really important to talk about. And it's kind of, look, Disney will talk about them making a lot of money, but they will also help out the local community, and they do more for the cast members and anybody else in Central Florida. So thanks, Disney, for helping out these everybody who's been affected by it.
Love it. That's awesome. And Greg, it would not be a complete week here at This Week in Walt Disney World if we did not have the latest Muppet Magnet. We are up to week number 9, my friend.
We have 61 more weeks, Sam. 61 more weeks of this show. That's how long we have to go until we are done talking about the Muppets 70th anniversary magnet collection, only available at Disney parks at MADE kiosk. In Disney World, it is in Tomorrowland and at Disney Springs Marketplace Co-op. If you have the discount, they're like $11.28 or something. I go every 2 weeks and order them. So I didn't get Swedish Chef yet this week, but next week I will get
Chef
Swedish
is this
Chef.
week. Yes, Swedish Chef.
Swedish Chef, man. Merk. Love it. I'm glad they came out like every once in a while, just come out with a normal character and then go back to giving me rarities. I love this collection. My fridge.
I mean, you start with Rolf the dog, and then you get yes.
We measured my fridge, and I can get 5 across and about 6 down. So I'm going to have to take over the whole fridge. Each side is going like, I don't know why my daughter and I are doing this, but we are all in on the Muppets Magnet, my friend.
Has Holly seen these measurements, or is that between you and your daughter at this point?
That is between Rory and myself, my friend. And
shh, don't tell anybody.
She's gonna watch this, and yeah.
Listen, next week, Holly, as promised, October the 30th. I don't know how we're going to do this, but Disney's Halloween Treat, which was a 1982 Halloween special that aired October 30th, 1982, exactly a long time ago.
Dude, this one is one of those where I'm like, I don't care if I'm monetized or not on this one.
Oh, we won't be.
We're just going to play it and have a lot of fun. Look, Sam and I become the parade announcers.
That's exactly what we'll do there.
We just filled in Kathy Lee. I played the role of Kathy Lee. Banana for scale.
Yeah.
Now I'm just rambling.
Banana for scale. Banana for scale.
I'm gonna have a picture next week of Kathy Lee and a banana.
Banana for scale.
Yeah.
So we also know that we heard that Universal is opening. We have a date for Universal's Epic Universe Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk more about that later. Did we miss any other news? We missed some petition about Tower of Terror, which doesn't even deserve a comment. But anyway.
Oh, come on. No, and it's not. Okay, I will bring this up because I wrote this And I found out, of all things, and I love hearing this, Bowen Yang, who is on Saturday Night Live, has a podcast, and he was talking to Beyonce, right? And they started talking about going to Walt Disney World.
Okay.
And hearing people like that talk about their love and passion. You think we like Disney World? They like they can afford premium pass, my friends.
No. They're getting VIP, but it's a different VIP tour.
Right. They're selling. They got to be like, hey, we love you, Disney, and then they get free stuff. Like, but anyway, they were talking about, and they were like, well, whatever happened? What's your favorite ride? And what would you do if said ride disappeared? Because obviously Splash Mountain, a few other things, and they started talking about Tower of Terror here at Hollywood Studios. And Beyonce was like, I think Tower of Terror is the best ride at Disney World, and I would be upset if anything ever happened. Bowen Yang turns around and goes, I have seen on Ariana Grande's phone, she already has a petition written out for change.org if they were ever to announce something happening to Tower of Terror. So
where
it's nice.
Okay, so where was she when they redid the tower in California? And what does she think 12. Of the Guardians Tower?
She was 12, man. She's not too old, man.
See, here's the thing, and you and I've talked about this before. If there are two things at Walt Disney World that are short-lived, it's the two attractions that are at the end of Sunset Boulevard, because neither one of them are Disney properties. In fact, they just did a behind-the-scenes Tower of Terror for their YouTube channel, or I don't know if it was Instagram, wherever it was. D23 did. And at the end of it is a huge copyright notice on the bottom that says CBS Corporation is the copyright holder of all Tower of Terror trademarks, blah, 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 blah. Disney's got to pay them to use that stuff. It's not going to be long, and neither is Aerosmith. Both those things will be gone within the next 5 years. Prediction.
Until Disney buys CBS.
That's a whole nother story. If that happens, okay. Just like the Simpsons are going to be removed from Universal Studios when the contract's done in 2028, and they will be relocated to Walt Disney World potentially. But
and take over Rock and Roller Coaster.
They're already
nobody cares about Aerosmith anymore because Steven Tyler is irrelevant.
We talked about that, but it's a reality. Look, that contract's up in 2028 based on what was signed, and Universal was not going to continue to leverage a Simpsons attraction for a company where they don't have exclusive rights to it like they do for some of the Marvel characters they have. Different story. Marvel's contracts were much different. I can't. The chicken's behind your thing. I can't see him.
I know. That's the point. He's looking.
All right, and with that, I think we are done. We're back next week.
As always, you can get Sam at samsdisneydiary.com, Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram. And of course, I hope you're watching on Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube. Go check it out. The history, the parades, everything on there. Sam's YouTube is amazing. You can get me at fantasylandnews.com, Fantasyland News blog on Instagram, Fantasyland News on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching there also, because we split this up because that's what we do. Again, we will be here at our normal bat time, normal bat station with a chicken for scale, a banana for scale, and my emotional support chicken. On that note, Sam, end of line.
Congaloosh. We'll see you next week, October 30th.